Let's talk about something I see all the time. This weird paradox where your finance team is just constantly swamped. They're always busy, right? But are they actually being productive? We're going to break down why that always-on feeling might actually be holding you back, and more importantly, what you can do to fix it. So just take a second and really think about it. Does it feel like your team is in this constant state of motion? Tasks are always piling up and those deadlines just feel a little too close for comfort all the time? And yet, here's the kicker. Despite all that hustle, all that hard work, does it feel like you're just treading water? Like you're not actually making any forward progress? If that sounds familiar, I really want you to hear this. It's probably not because your team isn't good enough. It's because the process itself is broken. And that brings us to what we call the always busy trap. It's a super common state where teams get stuck, mistaking all that activity for actual genuine progress. And honestly, it's one of the biggest hidden drains on a company's efficiency. So what is this trap exactly? Well, it's basically being stuck in a never-ending cycle of reactive work. An invoice comes in, you process it. A tax deadline is looming, so you rush to get it done. A discrepancy pops up, and you have to stop everything to fix it manually. There's just zero breathing room to ever step back and ask, hey, could we be doing this a whole lot better? And the consequences of being stuck here, they're pretty serious. This constant pressure cooker environment leads directly to team burnout. And when people are rushed and tired, what happens? Errors start creeping in more and more. But maybe the worst part of all is that you completely miss the chance to improve your systems for the long haul. Okay, let's do a quick reality check. Do any of these hit a little too close to home? Those late nights that are just expected during tax season, invoices that take forever to get processed and paid, or that sinking feeling that there's just no time for the big picture strategic thinking you're supposed to be doing. If you're nodding along right now, you are definitely caught in the trap. So to get out of this, we first have to figure out where all this time is actually going. It's usually not one big thing. It's more like death by 1,000 cuts. All these tiny, repetitive tasks that just eat up hours every single day. So let's pinpoint them. For tax prep, the really heavy lifting isn't just filing the return at the end. Oh no, it's the painstaking, mind-numbing work of gathering all that data from a dozen different places, trying to organize it, and then spending hours hunting down and reconciling tiny little inconsistencies, all while that deadline is ticking closer and closer. And it's pretty much the same story over in accounts payable, manually typing in invoice details, line by line, chasing down colleagues to get approvals, answering the same questions from vendors over and over again. Each one of those tasks seems small, but when you add them all up, they create this massive, soul-crushing bottleneck. Okay, so how do you actually break this cycle? The answer is not working harder. It's about working smarter. And this is where a really targeted outsourcing solution comes into play, one that's designed specifically to wipe out this kind of busy work. Let's start with tax. Imagine this. An external team handles all of that data-heavy, tedious prep work for you. This completely changes the game. Your internal team is suddenly freed from that grind, and they can focus their valuable time and brainpower on high-level review and real strategic advisory. And for that daily grind of accounts payable, outsourcing can take over those relentless day-to-day tasks. This means invoices get processed way faster, approvals are streamlined, and all those manual data entry errors, they pretty much become a thing of the past. It finally creates that breathing room your team so desperately needs.
But here's the thing. This isn't just about saving time. It's about a fundamental transformation in how your team operates. It's about shifting from that reactive, constantly putting out fires mode to a proactive, strategic one.
This slide right here, this shows the real payoff. On the left, you've got the before state. It's chaotic, it's deadline-driven, it's all about putting out fires. Then look at the right. This is the after state. It's structured, it's predictable, and it's focused on planning. This is the leap from just being busy to being truly, truly productive. Now this right here highlights just how connected everything is. So many people treat accounts payable and tax like they're in two separate universes. But think about it, when your AP process is clean and efficient, the data that flows into your tax prep is also clean and efficient. When you optimize both, you create this incredible ripple effect, a positive feedback loop across your entire workflow. So this is what those high-performing, genuinely productive finance teams do. They strategically outsource the repetitive stuff so they can maintain clean, reliable data. This allows them to plan ahead, to treat tax as a year-round process of strategic positioning, not some last-minute scramble. And all of that frees them up to focus on what really moved the needle for the business, providing strategic advice and actually shaping the company's financial future. Now, I know this can sound like a huge, overwhelming change, but it really doesn't have to be. You can get started with a simple, really practical 4-step plan that lets you build momentum one step at a time.
Okay, step 1, identify the biggest time sinks. I mean, really get granular. Where are the hours actually going? Step 2, just pick one area to start with, whichever one is causing the most pain, whether that's AP or tax. Focus your energy there and get an early win. Step 3, build a structured, repeatable workflow for that function. Document it, refine it. And finally, step 4, once that's running smoothly, you expand gradually. See? It's an evolution, not a revolution.
So let's just bring it all home. The bottom line is this: it's time to break the cycle. The goal isn't just to work hard, it's to work smart. It's time to stop being busy and finally start being productive. And I'll leave you with this one last thought. Just imagine for a second all the energy and brain power your team spends every single day just keeping up. Now, what could they create? What strategies could they develop? What real value could they add to the business if they weren't just busy?